Hi, my name is Zam. I'm a high school student and a certified ethical hacker. As a kid, I used to go with my parents to the bank so they could get cash, but in my later years as a child, I never saw them do that. Now, it might be safe to assume that we are broke and I have no college fund, but it's more likely that all their transactions are now done online. The shift towards digital platforms has revolutionized financial transactions, and it's also fueled a surge in fraudulent activities, particularly identity theft and cases that are driven by cyber attacks. Cybercriminals can leverage stolen identity information and have devised sophisticated schemes, and complicated fraud mitigation techniques have been used to ensure that these criminals are able to commit digital identity fraud. But the frequency of cyber attack incidents are on the rise each year, and organizations still face mass threats like ransomware and data theft, posing significant challenges across industries. The average cost of a data breach reached an all-time high in 2023 with $4.45 million per data breach, and now artificial intelligence has led to a significant increase in the sophistication of these cybercrimes. From deepfake technology to AI-powered hacking, cybercriminals are exploiting these advancements to orchestrate unique attacks. So, how are criminals leveraging AI? Well, they're using deepfake technology. One of the most concerning developments is the use of deepfake technology, which uses machine learning and media manipulation to allow cybercriminals to convincingly make synthetic media content where they can pretend to be a person, they can use their likeliness, their face, their voice, their features, and they can use this for identity fraud and financial fraud or to tarnish reputations or exploit social media to create political disruption and create. It's been even been used to cause mass conflicts with the AI replication using deepfakes of political leaders in underdeveloped countries. So, a 2024 incident reported by Hong Kong police, it was a company that suffered a $25 million loss due to the deception of an employee who fell victim to one of these deepfake impersonations. And this individual was in a video call in which a deepfake version of their CFO were present and other team members were present. And according to authorities, the scammers engineered these deepfakes using publicly accessible video content out on the internet. Hackers can also use AI powered password cracking. So, AI algorithms like machine learning and deep learning can enable systems to identify patterns and make predictions on large data sets. So, for an example, PassScan, an AI driven password cracking tool, harnesses machine learning and algorithms to operate a neural net framework that can be used to be pretty effective in password cracking. So a report showed that 51% of passwords were cracked with PassGen in less than a minute. 65% were cracked in less than an hour. 71% were cracked within a day, and 81% were cracked within a month. So there's different types of digital identity theft that can happen once hackers have used these vulnerabilities and exploited these weaknesses. So one is child identity theft, where an attacker could use a minor's identity for personal gain. They could have children's social security numbers, and they could have clean records to secure employment or establish lines of credits, and they could order driver's licenses or even buy property with these identities. Identity cloning is when a thief can impersonate you or your own identity for fraudulent purposes, and they could use this to conceal the hacker's own illegal status. They could use this to deceive creditors or even discredit you or your employees or your business and partners, along with many other unlawful activities. Financial identity theft is when a malicious actor uses your financial details to apply for or obtain credit, loans, goods, and services. And this is the most common type of identity fraud you see and you hear about. And this is what you or your parents are always worried about most of the time. Medical identity theft, which is extremely common with seniors, is when your medical records are used to steal health insurance or be used to get medical attention or medications and prescriptions, or alter your medical history or receive benefit from medical aid schemes. Tax identity fraud is when an attacker files a tax return with false information to claim money or get refunds from a bank or from your account, which they now have control over. Social media impersonation is when individuals or brands clone identities and use it to defraud your connections or to extort you into giving them money in a ransom attack, or use it for any medical or financial or any of these frauds we've listed in the list above. Synthetic identity theft is when a malicious actor fabricates their identity to pass government tests or private organization tests. And this is usually a pretty bad attack because it involves real and fake elements. So it could use your real social security number, but uses a fake name or a fake birthday. And it could go undetected by these anti-fraud systems and the victim itself. Why? Because it's using correct information, but also incorrect information at the same time. So you may not be alerted that somebody is using your details because the details don't match up with yourself, but they're still able to access your data or your financial information or anything associated with identity because they have a valid part of your identity, like your social security number. So the impact of these identity theft frauds are pretty large, and there's been a 15% increase in the number of data breaches in the US from 2022 to 2023, and it's escalating, and the threat posed by cyber criminals is increasing. And overall, the severity of these breaches has increased by 11%. Furthermore, digital accounts have been opened, and they are usually the highest risk with these financial frauds or these data identity frauds because they're starting off with a clean slate and they could use their information to completely destroy your credit or your financial statements or your account or your data privacy. And it makes up roughly 13.5% of all global digital accounts opening. And these are 13.5% of all these accounts opened are suspected of fraudulent identity theft. So 54% of consumers across 18 countries and regions have reported that they have been targeted by various forms of fraud attempts between September and December of 2023, according to a TransUnion reports. And this just shows that cyber criminals are persistent in trying to constantly breach organization systems to steal consumer identity credentials, and that gives them access to confidential information like date of births, social security numbers, and addresses. So this has led to the increase of use of illicit identities among accounts in the U.S., such as auto loans or bank credit cards or retail credit cards or unsecured personal loans. And this causes a total loss of $3.1 billion per year, at least at the end of 2022. Who knows how much it is now. And cyber crimes like identity fraud would cost the world about $9.5 trillion, at least at the end of 2024, according to a State of Identity Fraud report. JP Morgan is a large bank and is battling these cyber threats, and the CEO has identified these cyber threats as the biggest threat facing the financial industry. And a lawsuit claimed that JP Morgan's oversight of these cyber attacks and fraud led to 243 fraudulent transactions, which was a total of $272 million off of the subsidiary EssilorLuxottica, and they sued for these damages caused by the negligence of JP Morgan. And since then, JP Morgan has focused on strengthening its security measures. And a recent disclosure by JP Morgan revealed that the bank repels 45 billion cyber attack attempts each day. So this is why it's important that you check your financial information, your credit reports, and your transactions to ensure that your identity has not been stolen. But before you do that, make sure to like and subscribe, and check out the rest of my channel and learn how to secure yourself. Thank you for your time, and thank you for watching.